Oh wait, you're here for B-Movie Madness. Well, I'm your host Jonathan Knight, aka The Geek, and I'm here to talk about one of my new favorite B-movies. I Was a Teenage Zombie. I Was a Teenage Zombie was introduced to me about 2 years ago by a friend on Facebook named Mr. Bill. He introduced it, so I watched it and I fell in love with it. Sadly, when I tried to buy it online, the DVD was horribly out of print, going for hundreds of dollars. So I haven't seen it since then until now when I got the VHS of it in the mail. And I love it the same as I did 2 years ago. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of B-movie fun. The story about this one is about a group of kids who are looking to buy some weed. So they buy some weed from Italian-Mexican guy called Mussolini. The weed ends up being bad, so they want their money back. And then after a little tangle with Mussolini, they ultimately think they killed him, so they dump his body in the river where radioactive waste is, and he comes back as a zombie wanting revenge on the kids. Eventually he kills one of them, and they dump his body in the river so they can have a zombie versus zombie battle, so their zombie friend can kill Mussolini and they can, stop being terrorized. That's basically, I didn't do a really good job describing the plot, but that's basically what it is. And when it comes down to it, this is ultra low budget. The acting is not very good, but what makes the movie a lot of fun is the tone and the heart that was put into it. The special effects aren't the best, but they're pretty good for the budget. This movie reminded me a lot of a trauma film from the 80s, one of the 80s trauma films. And actually, the director of this, John Elias Michalakis, John Elias, we'll call him John Elias. Yeah. He worked on Toxic Avenger as a sound editor, and he worked on Splatter University, which was co-directed by Richard W. Haynes, who edited and co-directed Toxic Avenger and Class of Nuke High. So there's a reason why this has a trauma feel to it. Like I said, special effects are good for this budget. The zombie makeup is very basic, just simple, face paint and all that. But it works. The movie is pretty gory, such as this scene right here.
Thanks. Who said that?
The weed man said it. It's the weed. Your seed, Louise.
Pretty cool, huh? I like that scene anyways. And I liked it in that scene that when he tears the face, you actually see the flesh ripping. It's not just a simple tear. You see it being ripped, and I always liked that. That's why I was a big fan of, when I first saw Day of the Dead, you saw the zombies actually ripping the flesh. I always liked that. Like I said, the movie's a lot of fun. One of the best things about it is the soundtrack. There's a lot of great bands on it. The main theme is my favorite, and you'll hear that in the intro and the end credits by the Flesh Tones. I Was a Teenage Zombie is the track. Great track. Music, I would say, is the absolute best thing about this. They really did a great job. They were really smart to put this music in the movie, because I believe this movie had a soundtrack release, and I believe you can get the soundtrack on Amazon and eBay, which I'm thinking about doing because I collect movie soundtracks. Yeah, this is fun. Like I said, if you love trauma movies from the 80s, this has a trauma feel to it. The humor is not as gross out as a trauma movie, although the humor in the earlier trauma movies isn't as lowbrow and gross as the later ones, like Poltergeist and Terror Firmer. That's why I fucking love those ones. But my favorite is the Toxic Avenger, and this one has a similar. It's a revenge movie, basically. And the other thing, it was really funny, is this movie actually has a really heartfelt ending. And you would not think that from a movie called I Was a Teenage Zombie, but it does. It's actually really heartfelt and well done. What's funny is the back of this tells you, to you strange people, this movie is dedicated. And if you were a strange person like myself, you will like this movie. Like I said, there is not a DVD release. You can get an import of it. Import, I think, is from Italy. It's really it's fairly cheap, way cheaper than the U.S. release. Or you can get the VHS, which, I mean, this is the kind of movie, in my opinion, that should be seen on VHS, because it's, you know, just that kind of movie. It's the kind of movie you would discover it as a kid in the video store. Sadly, I did not discover it as a kid in the video store. I really regret not renting it. I think I saw it there and I just didn't rent it. Should have done it. But thank you, Mr. Bill, for pointing it out to me, introducing me to this movie, and I have done my job of introducing you people to it now. So I highly recommend checking it out. They're like I said, you can get the imported on DVD, or you can buy the VHS of it. If you like fun, goofy B movies from the 80s, you will love this one. This is just a lot of fun. I'm Jonathan Knight, and it's been B Movie Madness. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget our December release. Order close date November 24th. And coming in